You ever have one of those days where you just know something's brewing in the energy? Like you can feel it before it even happens? Yeah, that was me walking into school the other morning. I didn't even make it to my classroom before I got pulled into the office. Now, I'm not gonna lie, my stomach dropped for a second. I could already feel that Mars tension, that energy that says, you're about to be tested. And sure enough, the manager sat me down and started listing off this whole stack of complaints that another teacher had supposedly made about me. And I'm sitting there thinking, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, first of all, the stuff was ridiculous, not even true. And second of all, I couldn't. It's for the life of me figure out why this guy was trying to throw me under the bus. But you know what? I didn't let it get to me this time. Normally, Venus has me playing peacekeeper, trying to smooth things over and stay liked. But Mars and that devil energy, they were right there whispering, no, stand up for yourself this time. And I did. I dug deep into that shadow side, that part of me that's usually quiet, the one that doesn't like confrontation. And I let her talk. I said what needed to be said. I stood up for myself and I said it with calm confidence. And you know what? My manager smiled. She said she was proud of me. She told me she knew those complaints were just distractions, ways to get eyes off what he was doing wrong. She said, this is going to make you stronger. And it clicked. That's what the devil card was about. It wasn't about temptation or control. It was about owning my power and not letting anyone dim it. Hey, before I go further, if you've ever had to dig deep and speak up for yourself like that, I want you to drop a comment. Seriously, I love hearing your stories because it reminds me we're all figuring this stuff out together. Anyway, that same day I was supposed to take the students on a field trip, but plans changed. Instead, we stayed put, and I'll be honest, I was a little standoffish. My energy was still recalibrating, but then something shifted. I started showing them some of my tricks, the little things I've learned over the years, the techniques that make all the difference. I could tell they were paying attention, and for the first time that day, I felt like myself again. Venus must have been softening things by then because the next couple of days, totally different vibe. Johnny and I got to spend some time together, which never happens enough. And out of nowhere, money started flowing in. Like, just little blessings rolling up one after another. Life suddenly felt easier, lighter. Except for that meeting, everything was starting to smooth out. And then came the real surprise. A few days later, I had to sub for the facial teacher. Whole different group of students, fresh faces, new energy, and oh my gosh, it was such a fun day. We laughed, we played around with makeup, and they totally inspired me. I ended up going and buying new makeup for myself, which if you know me, you know that's not something I do every day, but it felt good. It felt like Venus herself was sitting on my shoulder saying, see, you don't have to hide your shine just because someone tried to dim it. And honestly, that's when I realized something huge. Sometimes the universe uses conflict, that Mars push, to wake you up, to remind you of who you are. The devil card shows up not to drag you into darkness, but to show you what happens when you stop running from your own fire. It's about owning it. About saying, yeah, I've got a shadow side, but that's where my strength lives. By the way, if you're still listening and this part's hitting home, go ahead and hit that little bell so you don't miss the next story, because I have a feeling this season is all about stepping into that kind of power. Anyway, back to that day. The students in the facial class were just magic. Their energy totally flipped the script for me. We had music on, everyone was practicing techniques, and they kept asking questions like they really wanted to learn. I caught myself smiling the whole time, and I could feel the moon shifting, that emotional tide moving from anxious to peaceful, like the 9 of Swords had finally lifted its weight. You know that feeling when you've been overthinking, losing sleep, then suddenly you can breathe again? Yeah, that's what it felt like. When I left that day, I swear the whole building looked different, brighter somehow. Even the manager waved at me like she really saw me, not just as another instructor, but as someone who'd earned her respect. And maybe I had. Maybe standing up for myself in that meeting wasn't just about work. Maybe it was about proving to the universe that I was done playing small. So if you're going through something similar, maybe someone's trying to test you or make you doubt yourself, Remember this, the Devil card isn't your enemy and Mars isn't chaos. They're both invitations to stop apologizing for who you are. And hey, if you've ever had that Nine of Swords moment where your mind won't stop racing and you can't tell if it's fear or intuition, tell me in the comments how you got through it. I really do read what you write, and I love knowing what stage of the journey you're in too, because that's what this deer season energy is about, stepping out of fear into faith and realizing you've been the strong one all along. By the time the week ended, I felt lighter, like something had cleared. The tension, the overthinking, even the weird vibe from that other teacher, it was all just noise. And I walked out of that building knowing the universe saw how I handled it, and it's rewarding me for not backing down. So yeah, that's where I'm at this week. Stronger, calmer, a little shinier, thanks to that new makeup, and maybe just a little bit more in tune with my shadow side, which turns out isn't such a bad place to meet myself after all. All right, before you go, don't forget, make sure you're subscribed because the next story I've got for you, it's wild. And trust me, you're gonna wanna be here for that one.